Over the past couple months, we have been researching the culture, demographics, and climate of Somalia, and more specifically, the Somaliland region. Found at the northeast corner of the African continent, along the Indian Ocean and Gulf of Aden, we find the Federal Republic of Somalia, an independent country of approximately 15 million people. Formerly under Italian and British colonial rule, Somalia gained initial independence in 1960, when Italian Somaliland and British Somaliland formed the Somali Republic. About 2 months later, the country was admitted to the United Nations, and now after various leaders, civil wars, and international conflicts, most notably a damaging war with Ethiopia from 1977 to 1978, their current constitution was resolved in August of 2012. Somalia has been described as Africa's most culturally homogeneous country, where the majority of the country's population are Muslim, and more specifically Sunni Islam, the largest branch of the faith. Their official languages are Somali and Arabic. Somali nationalism is a cultural notion that the Somali people share a common language, religion, culture, and ethnicity, as are a nation unto themselves. Within their homogeneous cultural landscape, there are smaller social units known as clans. Their membership in these patrilineal clans are central in their culture and politics, and they can be divided into various levels of subclans that result in extended families. We have come to understand that the country has a total land area of just under 250,000 square miles. Furthermore, we have found that Somalia and Somaliland is an extremely arid region, with 2 rainy seasons and 2 dry seasons per year, where some areas of the country, specifically the northeast region, receive less than 4 inches of water per year. This results in just 1.64% of land in the country being arable, and access to water is not aided by the non-variable high temperatures due to the proximity to the equator. The country only has 2 permanent rivers as well. We have chosen to focus on the Fikifulie village because our research has shown that it is in dire need of water. Fikifulie also does not have a structure to store water currently, which has made it more difficult for villagers to have access to clean water on a regular basis. Our proposed idea is to build a tanka for everyone in the village to use. A tanka is a traditional water harvesting method that is most commonly used in the Thar Desert. It is an underground tank that collects rainwater. To build a tanka, you will need the following materials. First, sand that can be found around the village. Secondly, cement, in this case approximately 23.5 tons, which will cost approximately $1,800 US. Third, you'll need aggregates found around the village as well. Fourth, you'll need tools for digging and smoothing concrete in the catchment area that can be found in the village or nearby towns. 5, you'll need wire mesh jolly, approximately 2 1.5-foot sheets for approximately $20 US. 6, you'll need a metal door, approximately 2 of those that are 2 feet long for approximately $20 US as well. And additionally, you'll need hooks for the door, approximately $10 US. You will use the sand and cement to create cement concrete and cement plaster. To make cement concrete, mix sand, cement, and aggregates with a 1:2:4 ratio. To make cement plaster, mix sand and cement at a 1:4 ratio. These materials, if not found in the village, can also be found in Sirigabo, also known as Irigavo, the nearest city to Fikifulie. This town has approximately 115,000 residents, with more plentiful construction industry including raw materials and equipment. The town is approximately 50 miles to the northwest of Fikifulie and is accessible via maintained roads. Our flowchart demonstrates the process that will be needed in order to build a tanka. First, you'll choose an open space that's flat and clean. You'll remove vegetation if needed. Next, you'll dig a round hole that is approximately 8 feet in diameter and approximately 9.5 feet deep. Next, line the floor and walls with a cement concrete. The cement concrete layer should be approximately 4 inches thick for the floor and approximately 3 inches thick for the walls. After the cement concrete has dried, layer the walls with cement plaster. This layer should be approximately 1 inch. Once the cement plaster is dried, seal the tonka by making a cement roof that is approximately 2 feet above the ground. When building the cement roof, leave approximately 2 by 1.5 foot openings on the walls for an inlet and an outlet, leaving an approximately 2 by 2 foot opening on the roof for the metal door. More inlets can be added if needed. Once the cement is dried, place a wire mesh jolly approximately 2 by 1.5 feet into the opening of the inlets. Add the metal door to the opening on the roof. Next, make a hole in the ground in front of one inlet. Using cement, make a cement mortar. And lastly, the catchment should be created using the ground around the tonka. To create a catchment, first remove any vegetation, and then excavate the soil if needed to create a 3 to 4 degree slope down towards the tonka. Finally, compact the soil so that the water will run off into the inlets of the tonka. The predicted cost of this project is approximately $2,000 US, but the cost will vary depending on the size and number of tonkas built. This size tonka will hold approximately 25,000 liters of water. Tonkas made out of cement can last for at least 10 years before needing to be rebuilt, and they can also serve a dual purpose as it will collect rainwater and store water from other sources such as water trucks. If possible, we suggest that 2 to 3 tonkas be built for Fiki Fulie. With this solution, Fiki Fulie will have more on-demand access to water. Instead of often needing to search for and carry water from faraway wells using buckets and jerry cans, the village can instead obtain greater volumes of water more infrequently, such as through trucking or through pipelines, and will have closer access to a water source when it is needed. Women and children will not need to spend many hours every day traveling to collect water, giving them the opportunity to focus on other needs of either their family or the village as a whole. Children will get the opportunity and time to attend school. A 13-year-old who recently received closer access to water in Somalia said, quote, "I will go to school. I will get to wear a school uniform like other boys. I will carry books instead of jerry cans. And I will walk with my classmates instead of a donkey. It has always been my dream to wear a uniform and carry books," unquote. Improving Fiki Fulie's access to water using tonkas will increase a family's potential for social mobility and greater economic prosperity for the village as a whole. Additionally, the safety of women and children will also improve. One Somali woman explained how going into far places to get water is a risky business. You walk alone in the bush, starting at 6 in the morning, and you come back around noon. You never know what will happen to you. With improved access to water nearby, the risks and dangers of going out to fetch water will be greatly reduced, and this will put less strain on the Somali healthcare system that has already had trouble reaching rural areas. The government of Somali and Somaliland also have a stake in seeing such a solution succeed. With women and children no longer forced to spend hours every day collecting water, they will be able to contribute more economically in the short term and long term. The chances of outsiders arriving in Fiki Fulie and establishing businesses in the village will also increase if access to water is more secure. Overall, improving water access to Fiki Fulie through tonkas will provide an accessible way to improve the health, safety, education, and social mobility of the village's citizens, as well as provide more economic opportunities that will allow this village to grow and thrive.